Well, let's talk about this. I was like, do I want to do this or not? Because this is not my knife. So, are we going to take it apart? Hell no. Hell no. If I take it apart, I'll probably end up having to buy it. This got sent in for one of my knife sale for January 2022. And you know what? I think I've had a Guardian tactical knife on a previous sale too, and for some reason I wasn't paying attention or I wasn't appreciative enough or something, right? And this guy priced this knife at $350, and I'm going, "Ooh, that's a big load. That's pretty good money." But I mean, he included, which was good. He included, a bit of the bio on Guardian Tactical and stuff about the fact that these two guys, one's a master machinist, one's their engineer slash designer guy, and they worked at Microtech. Okay, so, and this is USA, built, blah blah blah. So they took off on their own and got a building. If you see the little Blade HQ video that was done 2018, I think, the designer person, engineering guy, said, his parents had a vacant building, and so there you go. And then they bought machinery and said, to hell with it. We're doing this. Interesting, kind of story behind it. And then this hardened steel plate here, and apparently there's bearings under this thing. He was saying, no matter how hard you push down on this, the ease of opening this stays the same. And, because of this steel here, I mean, you don't have like an aluminum actuator button that's going to rub and, lose its anode and all this kind of stuff. At least he was saying that. So this has a pocket clip that you can go right or left. Now, this is the Recon 040. So this one, I mean, one thing that really blew me away when I pulled this out of the box and I was setting it up for the knife sale stuff is it's big. It's big. Okay, so it's not one of these little 2.5, 3-inch blade, little cutesy thing, or the little tiny ones that are California legal. This one, you have to show your man card to be able to order one. Yeah, they need a copy of your man card and I think they have to do a blood testosterone level check first as well. And if you don't pass, you will after you get one of these. Because this is cool. This is way cool. This is it's a big knife, yes. And here it comes in this box, Recon, LMAX, two-tone, single edge, and a whole bunch of numbers, okay? And, of course, 100% made in the USA. That's why I think they're under $20,000 a piece, so I'm going to just say that, and that's a lie, but yeah, they're not cheap, right? Like I said, this one was priced at $350 on my sale, which I thought, wow, and then I looked and I'm going, yeah, I think the retail on this big old dog is around $4.5. But then again, you got a place in the USA that makes them. You can send it back if there's a thing, and of course USA dealers. So if it's like defective out of the box, you can return it to them. And there's backup and quality materials. So there's a lot to be said. I mean, the same thing for Microtech. I mean, I have sent a knife back to Microtech, had it, repaired, or I think it was just a new spring it needed, and sent back, etc., etc. So obviously you got aluminium on the handle here, and then I imagine this actuator is as well. If I don't, I feel, of course, the magnetism under here, but not so much here. Okay, and of course the blade's inside here, and probably the carriage is also steel under there. And I am not going to take this apart because somebody's going to buy this, and I don't want to have, done something horrible. But at least you don't have those triangle screws like Microtech does. So you can actually disassemble this with intelligent, normal, everyday tools, and that's nice. That's nice. If you like OTFs, or I mean, I like OTFs. I actually prefer them to side openers, but this is that Prometheus Works one, the Invictus that Protec did, you know, Prometheus Works design, and I just loved this design so much, I decided to hell with it. Now, if this was all blue, you know, with this blade, I'd be even happier. But I mean, this is cool. This is cool. I just didn't want a black blade, okay? But yes, and this one's got a two-tone blade. It'd be nice if this was a stone wash and this was blue. I've seen some of their smaller models. I looked at Blade HQ and saw a red handle, but I haven't seen a 40, the full-size dog, with any other color than black, okay? And you know what? This would be great with a, well, this blade's not bad, okay? This blade's not actually that bad as far as blade shape. I do kind of prefer a dagger style blade because it's an OTF, you know? It ain't a chef's knife. You're not gonna use it in the kitchen. It's not the most practical thing for a lot of different cutting tasks. It's all about tactical. And so a dagger blade is cool. But you know what? This isn't bad. The Tanto ones, I don't know. I just can't, you know, and the Hellhound and all that stuff, but I just can't get into that. But this is pretty acceptable. Different color and either a stonewash or satin blade. I'm all in. I think I'd have to have one of these for long term. And so I'm gonna keep my eye out and look around. But wow, interesting knife. Let's take a look at this. I think 0.15, if I saw correctly on their stats. Yeah, 3.7 millimeter. They're saying 0.15, it's 0.14 I get on that, and 0.55 on the handle at 14.1 millimeters. So I mean, it's got some width here, and so let's toss this thing here, the tape. And yes, it's a 4-inch blade. I mean, somebody said 4.1 something, and they're right. It is 4.1 something, and it's 102 millimeters for sure. And then 9 3/4 overall at 24.5 centimeters. Excuse me? Yeah, I mean, that's, hold on. What if I, Pit Boss. Okay, here's my ADV Pit Boss. This is mine, by the way. And, yeah, this is 10 inches. This is almost 10 inches. Crazy, huh? Look at that. Well, usually it looks bigger if it's on the bottom. Here we go. But still, wow, not far off, are they? Yikes. And this is the dog. I mean, this is the dog. So, yeah, I'm like, did you see? Hold on, let me get that back here. Let me get my Invictus back here. Just in case we didn't do this. I guess we didn't. Whew. Now, this ain't no tiny. Okay? But look at that. Woo! Baby, there's something on. That's a good one. Let's pull my scale, by the way. But yeah, I know if you're going to be disappointed that I'm not doing a disassembly, but I just can't. I got to get one of these in the future. But I want the 40 or the Elite. You know, the Elite is a 4-inch one, too. That's a new line they've been doing, I guess, for a little while. 6.19 ounces at 175 grams. So it's not a lightweight. It is not a lightweight. And, you know, if you want to pause and read this, you can, unless you want it right side up. Here you go. Unless you want it right side up. And this is, you know, talking about that, about us. This is on their website. I'll just give you a link to their website. And then they've got postings and a search for, you know, actual dealer network and blah, 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 if you want to do that. But this is that. And then, okay, You know, this was another thing on their site. They were talking about the Elite Combat OTF, and that's what this is. Have you seen these? I've seen these around too. They're a Tanto kind of blade thing. A little bit reminiscent of maybe Hellhound in a way, you know. And then overall length, like I'm saying, you know, almost 10 inches, 4-inch blade thickness. That's where I saw that. Okay, partial serrated, blah blah blah. So interesting. In a certain finish, I would like to have one of these. I guess I think I'd suck it up and do that. That'd be fine, you know. There's always compromise. There's always compromise. But yeah, this in this blade and or in a dagger blade. But this is really nice, and this is nice. This feels good on your thumb. The effort is not that much, but it's not a hair trigger. You know, it's dialed into what it needs to be. And I mean, because it's mechanical, there has to be some play, but that's very little. That's very little. I mean, that's totally within everybody else, you know, that's doing them. I don't care, Microtech, whoever. So you're good there. And hold on. Don't go anywhere until I do this. I'll tell you what, I don't think this knife's ever been used, so it ought to be a good buy on the sale. But, oh, baby, that cuts. That cuts. Sometimes, I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes you get an OTF, and they never really took quite the attention to getting it as sharp as you think they should. You know what I mean? But this one, they did all right. And so there's so much about this that I do like. I just want to put it on my network before she gets blown out the door, because I know it's going to get sold quick. So, but the ergos are great. You know, I mean, it's so neutral up and down this handle. Reverse grip is great. I mean, the overall design I really like. You know, and they've kind of jazzed it up with some machining, kind of keep the interest going. Also with this cutaway on the blade. But, I mean, the drop point is almost really, I mean, you kind of double take. Is it really a dagger blade? Because, I mean, had this center line, you know, gone here, you almost have a dagger blade. So it's not too obvious of just a drop point, you know? So it's not bad in that regard, really. I mean, I could live with this shaped blade as opposed to a dagger shaped blade. But I mean, here's the end piece here. Okay. And for striking, whatever. You know, and when I get one, it's not if, it's when I get one, I will take it apart and do that on the camera, but I just wanted to throw this out. Interesting. And is there anything else in here? Let me see, what else do you get? There's your lifetime limited warranty. And I think these are Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Okay. Good stuff, Maynard. So, yeah, I always thought about getting a Microtech Combat Trodone, you know, that 4-inch, almost 4-inch blade knife. And I think it's close to 4. I'm going to have to check it out. But this one here, there's something about this actuator. If you guys have one of these, isn't this cool? It's chunky, you know, but it's not heavy. And it's just got the right amount of pressure. And you know what? It just feels like it's so smooth and positive going in and out. Just great. And if you see that interview that they did on Blade HQ, I mean, the guy's just failing the blade, you know, and saying it drops back, you know, because they're set up to where if you put too much forward pressure, you know, they're going to pop off the track. You just kick them back on. But, wow. Interesting, interesting. And you know, you got traction here, or jimping if you want to call it that, there, around here, all that. So you're up on this. You got a little breakaway here. So I mean, you can get in there with your sharpening stones or whatever, your strop, and you're not bang up against here. Yeah, just a lot of thought. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. You know, being in the middle of doing all this stuff. You really got to have, in other words, the mind of an engineer and master machinist to do all this. But you know what? Price of admission, I think it's worth it. I know that they may be pricey, but wow, they are smooth. There's something to have in the hand. I like them. So I might have to surrender some money and get. I want the 40 though. I want this big dog here. This is what I want. I just want a different color handle and maybe just a total stonewash or satin blade, and I'd be good. I'd be good. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for hanging out. I know it was, no disassembly, any of that stuff, but in case you weren't aware of Guardian Tactical and the fact they were USA and, their background and stuff, this is just a heads up. And if you like the OTFs and stuff, plus I invite you to comment if you have a Guardian Tactical product, what's your experience and what do you think about them? So other people reading the comments can kind of get an idea of how people feel overall. And I'll let you go. You know what? We do love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.